welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Zoe, but most people know me on here, Instagram, TikTok, etc. as the 𝘼𝙪𝙨𝙨. And happy new year. We are officially in 2023. So to wrap up 𝘖𝙪mass and get this year started, we are doing our annual video, which I think I may have actually missed last year. But the annual video where I go over the past year, the good things, the bad things, and then what to look forward to in the new year. So I started working on my list the other day. It's on my phone. And like usual, we start with the bad. We're gonna get the bad out of the way so we can leave it behind in 2022 and focus on the good things and then focus on the new year. Okay, so I only have 2 bad things listed. I hope I didn't miss more, but I will take 2. So under the bad things, that's where I put any animal deaths from the year. So unfortunately, we did lose 2 animals this past year. Tinsel, my sunbeam snake, who I didn't end up mentioning this. This was actually quite a long time ago. And I didn't mention it because not intentionally. You guys know I'm very honest and upfront with anything like this. But it was during that time where I was very, very inconsistent on social media. I had no motivation. I was in this huge rut because that was when we were still looking for a house and it wasn't going so well. I was really sick of being in my sister's old bedroom and I was just over everything. So I was not very active on social media. I definitely was not posting on here. So that happened during that time. So the social media wasn't even on my mind when she passed. And then she was never very active on my social media because she was kind of a just have, don't touch or look at animal. So by the time I was active on social media again, it didn't even cross my mind because she was never really on my social medias. But I did have like 1 person in the last couple months ask me about her. So unfortunately, Tinsel, my sunbeam snake, is no longer with us. She was wild caught, no idea how old she was, but she lived a pretty good life while I had her. And then the other one, you guys already know about this one, Percy, my Cuban night owl. You know we really struggled with his health the last year. He had like an eye infection and we were treating that, and then he just stopped eating, was drastically losing weight, and it was just not a good time. When he went downhill fast. So unfortunately we did lose Percy. I believe it was back in early spring or springtime, maybe summer. I don't quite remember exactly when it was this past year. But those are our bad things. We'll leave them in 2022. Now the good things from 2022, we actually have a pretty decent list of good things from 2022. One of my most exciting ones, to be honest, I broke out of my 15K follower slump on Instagram. That one was something that had really just been weighing down on me, bumming me out. You know, numbers aren't supposed to matter, but when you're making good progress on Instagram, you feel like you're making all these friends, like what you're putting out there matters, and then all of a sudden, bam, you hit a wall, no more followers, you're stuck at 15K for like 2 years. That was hard. So we finally broke out of that 15K slump. I still didn't hit 20K. That's been my goal for like 2-3 years now before I hit that 15K. Just pause on my followers. We broke out of it and it feels so good to just, it's still not like a drastic increase, but the number is growing and I will take that over a solid pause. Okay, obviously the very exciting thing, we bought a house, right? That was, I mean, if we had to talk about another bad for the year, being stuck with no house and having no luck, that was pretty bad. But once we found this house, whew, things got better. So we have a house, I have a room for the animals, I have a basement that will be renovated for my reptile room. You guys already know about that. That's gonna be a huge project, so that's what hasn't even been started yet. But I finally don't have to share a bedroom with the animals. It is amazing. Those of you that have had reptile rooms for years now, separate from your bedrooms, now I know what all like the commotion is about. This is incredible. Along with that, I started becoming a little more consistent on social media again, especially here on YouTube. Still not posting every week, but getting closer, because leaving the house, having a space to film and space for the animals has just really helped with my motivation and getting me going again. It's still not the setup that I would like for my videos, but it's still a little more professional than my little sister's old bedroom. So we're making baby steps. Okay, we had quite a few new additions. I've been pretty good the last couple years of only like getting 1 animal, maybe 2. We had quite a few new additions. So starting with Reptar, the Ackie monitor. I mean, we all knew that that day would probably come. He belonged to the nature center, didn't work out, and the agreement was if it didn't work out or if I ever left, Reptile would come with me. And so Reptile joined our family. He is here now. We also had Willow join us, the African fat tail from my friend Sip Reptiles, as well as another ball python from a family friend, actually one of my brother's friends. So those two joined us for educational programs. And then of course we started adding inverts. So I have millipedes again. This time I got the American giant millipedes, and I also got Halloween hissing cockroaches. I was so excited about those because normal hissing cockroaches have grown on me, so when I saw the Halloween hissers, I was like, those are pretty cool. And if I'm gonna get any cockroaches, it's gonna be those. And then I was able to find some at the last expo I went to, which was awesome. And then you guys know how excited I was to get 2 dream animals. Only one of these has ever been on my top 10 wish list, because the other one I thought I'd never even get a chance to own, and that is a pancake tortoise. Just hold on, we're gonna go get her. I'm literally obsessed with her. Literally. She is so cute. She's got a smiley face on her shell. I never thought I'd have the chance to own a pancake tortoise. Yet here we are. I forget what I figured out. She's like 8 or 9 months now. And then also incredibly exciting, after 4 long years of looking, I finally got my hands on some milk frogs. That was the best day of my life. I got pancake tortoise and I got milk frogs. Best day ever. So we added some dream herps to the list, or to the household this year. Not just the list, we crossed them off the list and added them to the reptile room. Okay, and then of course we had quite a few upgrades. So let's see, Zero, my milk snake, was actually started. Zero and Tula, my gargoyle gecko, were both started for Herpmas last year, but I think they finished in January. So technically, that counts as this year. So we had Zero, my milk snake. Tula's got this giant enclosure that eventually the 2 crested geckos will get once they move down to the basement and there's more room. Alfredo, my legless lizard, got his huge 5x2x2. Queso, my leopard gecko, got a 3x2x18. Oh, and Kahlua, my ball python, my adult male, he got this big 4x2x2. And that might have been it for this year, this past year, as far as like legit upgrades go, because then Dubia.com so kindly sent me quite a few enclosures to try out, which are working as temporary upgrades for some of my animals. So I have 4x2x1 for my Calabar burrowing python. I have 3x2x18 for Snicket, my ball python, and the other new ball python. And then a 4x2x2 for Samoa, my boa constrictor. And now the reason they sent me these, they didn't send them to me to be upgrades for my animals. They sent them to me for a different exciting reason. And that leads me to my next good thing of 2022. I finally took the leap and made it public knowledge that I was starting a reptile education business. So you guys have known, as far as public knowledge goes, you guys have known for years that's been the plan. But the people around here in my town didn't really know, other than the ones that like come to the nature center and see my animals. So this summer I did bi-weekly programs at the nature center, officially under my name, with shirts, with my logo, with my animals, handed out little cards that said, you know, coming in 2023 springtime. And so it's official, it's happening. I did my first like big legitimate table setup for the Halloween event at the nature center, 2 days. This was tablecloth. I had a banner with my logo and my name, and we had lights and display tanks, and it was incredible. It felt so good to just like put it all together and then see it and just see how amazing like it all came together. And the kids loved it and the parents loved it. And literally, guys, I am so excited to legitimately start doing this. So back to Dubia.com, I have been looking for very lightweight but larger enclosures that I can use as displays at my programs for larger animals. Like if I bring Kronk, my Dumeral's boa, if I don't want to hold him the whole time, maybe I want to put him on display, I need something to put him in, and I didn't have anything like that. Or Puka, my water dragon, or Crikey, my jeweled lacerda. Those who don't like to be held and touched but would do totally fine on exhibit. Calypso, my Colombian rainbow boa. Like, all of these guys don't really like to be held, don't really like to be touched, but would be totally fine as exhibit animals. So I needed something that I could put them in. So 𝘬𝙪𝙨 sent me some of these different sizes so that I could test them out and see how they work from an education perspective. So at the time of the Halloween event, they had sent me a 4x2x2, and I used that for my blue tongue skink. I used it for Kronk. So it worked awesome. Of course, I need a bigger car to use something like that, so I borrowed my sister's car so it could fit the 4x2x2 inside of it. But now that they've sent me these 3x2x18 or 3x18x18, I forget what they are. I think they're, hold on, 3x18x18. So now that they've sent me a couple of those, I think those are probably going to be my primary display enclosures, especially if I'm only doing like a 2-hour setup or something like that. If I have like a full day setup, then, you know, I can bring the bigger 4x2x2s, they stack, because then I can like stack them up and have them set up for a while. But if I'm just doing like a couple hour program, I'll probably bring the 3x18x18s, but they're so lightweight. Even the 4x2x2, I can pick that sucker up, put it in the car, bring it inside, set it up all by myself, which is incredible. When you're someone like me, you know, you have your business on your own, you're doing this stuff on your own, you need to be able to do things on your own. So that was very important to me, and it worked out great. But like I said, programs, I'm not officially starting my business until the springtime, so right now they're being used as temporary upgrades for my animals. So we're moving on to 2023, the new year. What can we expect? So like I said, my education business finally launching. Fingers crossed that we do well. My basement renovation, hopefully. I mean, we've got a whole year. I don't see why we shouldn't be able to get it done. So renovating the basement to become my reptile room. I know you guys have been very anxiously waiting for that series, so hopefully in the new year. More upgrades, so that kind of goes along with the basement, but also I'm trying to decide how soon I want to do it. Maybe like tomorrow. I got Muppet a new grow tent, an 8x4x6 or whatever, so she can have a legit tegu sized enclosure until we can actually build her enclosure. So I went ahead and for Black Friday just bought her a tegu sized grow tent, the one that everybody uses, so she can at least have that in the meantime. So I will possibly be setting that up sooner than later. Puka, my Chinese water dragon, will be getting an upgrade, and I'm not going to say too much more than that, but all I can say is it's very, very exciting. And lastly, herpetology. So not my education business, but my Etsy, my small business, my gifts and decor for reptile parents. I would really like to see this year be the year I start vending at expos. At least one. My hope is by the end of the year I will have vended at least one reptile expo. So we'll see what happens with that. Fingers crossed. I do have a lot of product that I think would just do better in person at an expo as opposed to online, because I need to deal with shipping costs and everything. So it's not really worth it for those items. So I'd really like to see, I'd really like to try vending at expos to see how it goes in comparison to online. I think it'll go much better. So I'd really like to start doing that. So those are the goals, the updates last year, this year. And yeah, I'm so excited. Before we hop into it, let me know in the comments if there is something you're really proud of from 2022 or something you're really looking forward to from 2023. Let me know in the comments. Let's all have this big moment where we talk about the past, we say goodbye to the past, and we welcome 2023, the new year. Alright, so that is the whole thing last year, this year. Thank you guys for joining me for another video. Goodbye to Herpmas 2022 and hello to 2023, where I'm hopefully going to be a lot more consistent and you'll see a lot more of me. So any video requests, leave them in the comments, let me know. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you for the next video. Bye!